handle that as we get this thing going. Listen, man, I need for y'all to do what you do. What is it? Tell a friend to tag a friend, because we need these followers. We need this thing happening, man. We need it to happen. We are live on YouTube. If you're looking at me, you know that right now. If you're not looking at me at this moment, which is what? Tuesday night, May 7th, it's right at about 8:33. If it's not at that moment, that means that you don't know that we are on YouTube Live. That means that you were looking at something that we recorded yesterday, and now you're looking at it on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. But I need for you to go ahead and hit that like button, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button on YouTube, because we need for you people to follow us. Because as you hit those buttons, it's going to help our algorithm. I tried to slow it down and lead them in. I'm trying to get I can't even figure that out. But listen, as you're looking at it live on YouTube, like I said, on Facebook, there was a whole bunch of buttons down there. On YouTube, it's just one button. But if you touch that button, then all the rest of them will come up. Keep hitting the buttons, because as you hit the buttons, it's going to help our algorithm.
Then why you pointing at me? I said algorithm when you pointed at me, bro. Oh, man. I'm trying to find Classic Konversations on here. I can't find it.
All right, so yeah, we're going to get this thing going, man.
I got you on the next one.
You good? Okay, we'll wait till the next. How you doing, though, bro? Everything good with you?
Pretty good, man. Had a good week.
Good week for you? Good deal. Good
How about
deal.
you?
Yeah. The week was good. Man. I can't complain. My movie actually dropped today.
Oh, shit, okay.
Yeah, it actually dropped today, so it dropped for a brief 37 hours about 2 weeks ago, and it wasn't supposed to, but there ain't no take-backs this time. It is on Tubi right now. Men Pray Too. Please, people, go on, download the Tubi app. It's free. Men Pray Too, just like it sound, TOO. And, check it out. And as you, make posts about it, use that hashtag Men Pray Too. One of our podcast partners up here at Uptown, she's actually the writer and director of it. Sister JJ, Jodrell Benjamin. She actually does the podcast with DC Curry.
Okay.
So yeah, she's the writer of it. Gonna talk some more about her a little later, because she has a fashion show coming up in Atlanta where she's trying to feed the homeless. So we're gonna talk about that a little later. We'll bring that up a little later. But hey, man. Did you just recognize, I don't know if you saw this, the kid, what I want to talk about right now real quick is kids and money, young people and money. Mm-hmm. The guy for Kansas City, the receiver that was driving out there at 114 miles an hour, racing his partner that was racing his car too, had the accident, got up and walked away, left and everything. Took full responsibility. I condone him for that, but at the same time, I'm sure his attorney is like, you messed up, shouldn't have done that, because now we're going to have to pay. Because if you take full responsibility, if they sue, they're going to win. But now the boy is also a suspect in an assault charge from last night. Now, this racing thing just happened 3 months ago. 3 months ago. Mm-hmm. And now you turn right around and you're in a club and you get into a beef with somebody, you actually swing on somebody.
I would say you have to reassess everybody that you hang with, because if you the money and I'm supposed to be your boy, I'm either going to throw the punch for you or keep you from throwing the punch. Hopefully keep you from throwing the punch. I just think a lot of these guys, I think, because it's different. When we was coming up, you knew which kids is like they had that extra it on the team.
Took care of them.
Yeah, and so, but they want almost like a godlike status. Now these kids from AAU basketball, they're put on a pedestal from like 12 on. And a lot of these kids' feet never touch the ground. So when they do finally turn pro, they're in situations where emotionally they can't handle it. They haven't had any adversity. And so now you're giving them all the money in the world. Women coming at them that probably wouldn't even know their name if they weren't rich. And then they make a lot of bad decisions.
Let me ask you, because tonight we're going to speak about mental health, because it's Mental Health Awareness Month, the month of May. When someone starts making these type of decisions, and of course we're going to have our doctor that's going to come in a little later, do you think that that's a sign of a mental health episode?
I don't think so. I think that's going too deep. I think a lot of it has to deal with fatherless activities.
So that's just being stupid.
I don't think it's being stupid. I think a lot of times if you haven't had it doesn't even have to be your father, but if you didn't have a male role model in your life from an early age, you're not taught when to fold them and when to, go all in. And a lot of times these young guys, they get emotional or go over on something like, look, if you got a couple $1,000 off a look in the table, you paid $10,000 for a section, you got 2 honeys, and you're thinking about fighting, punching somebody out because you feel he's disrespected you or whatever, that lets you know that's just your dad would tell. Your dad would have told you, boy, what the hell are you paying for $10,000 or something you can't take it home with you? But in the event that you did spend the money, your dad would say, damn, you got two, enjoy. And that's all, think about it. That's all the average person, go home and enjoy. But for you to throw a punch, knowing that anybody you hit is good, fight me and you worth $10 million, I'm leading with my face. That's the only thing I'm blocking it with, my face. Knock me out.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if you keep. I mean, this kid just made 2 that's been made public within the last 3 months.
Got to think about everything else.
Yeah, but when you make these type of decisions over and over and over again, and we've seen it in regards to some of the superstars in the world, some of the entertainers in the world, I ain't gonna say superstars, entertainment, people in the entertainment field, that means athletics also, have made some questionable decisions back to back to back to back. And I know a lot of these types of things are magnified because of their position or because of their status, but I wonder if that could be considered, a little... what to say, crazy.
I don't think it's crazy. I really just think it's somebody that's never had to be accountable for anything in their life. And there's always people that are there to do things for them. And then it's like, if you tie a dog to a tree his whole life, and then he finally gets loose, he's going to be buck wild. He's going to run around, bite everybody, hump everybody's leg, do whatever. And I think that's what happens to a lot of these football players. In college, they have kids and other players. Coach might tell him, hey, watch him. Don't let him do anything. High school, they had a coach with his foot up his ass, and his parents right there with him. And when he goes pro, there's nobody with that leash anymore. And they just get buck wild.
Okay.
Think it was already in them.
We might have to ask the good doctor about that also. We're gonna see, it's stupid mental health issue. It's stupid crazy. That type of deal. That's something. Think we're gonna. I just read this on the way over here, so that's why it's bugging me out that this dude would make this decision to do this again right after he just got in trouble. That's
they do it all the time. It's like that basketball player. They do the same shit over and over, and it happens.
All right, so like I told you, people, we're going to talk about some mental health issues. We're going to talk about recognizing it. What do you do when you think somebody needs help? How do you tell somebody that they need help? We're going to get into that. We can get into a little deep. So our doctor will be here a little later. But for the time being, we'll be right back. We're going to take a break. Got to pay these bills. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And that's a cop.
We'll be right back. And vetting this woman, are you still having sexual relations with others?
Okay, so
sexual relations. See how I did that, right?
No, see, okay, so my process, right, is if I'm seeing one, I need to focus on her. If I'm focused on others, I'm not giving her the attention that she needs in order for us to move forward.
Right.
So no.
So,
Chris, same first question and then follow up.
and much like he said, a vetting process, great word. At my age, right, I'm not just jumping into something. I'm single, super single. There's not a steady girl or steady woman, forgive me, that I have. So, right, and I let them know that, like, yeah, it'll take some vetting. It'll take some time before it's going to be me and you, and that hasn't happened since 2017.
Yeah.
What's the other one?
Yo, what's happening, y'all? We back, man. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
That's a cop.
And as you can see, like I told you, man, Angelo, he's a businessman. He had to take care of some business out here at Uptown Comedy Club. So, he took care of that business, and here he is. What's up, bro?
Hey man, we're back.
Yeah. You got
Everything good, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all doing what y'all do as always, man. Good to see Ben and Phoenix back in the building. What's going on?
Yeah, I know you had to take care of that business, so
Man, business don't stop. It don't stop. So what?
So like I said, what we were just talking about was the kid. What's Rashee Rice for Kansas City? Mm-hmm. He got into trouble for the racing, and now he just got arrested. Oh no, he's a suspect in a altercation from Sunday night. And I'm gonna ask you, I asked him, when somebody start making these crazy types decisions back to back, which his last decision being, last crazy decision being 3 months ago, you think that's a form of a mental health disease?
I just don't like to give everything off to mental health, and we disregard just flat out ignorance, and we disregard flat out entitlement. You know what I mean? Some people just act ignorant and act entitled based on where they are in life. Now Rashee Rice had a history of this going back to middle school, high school, college. You know what I mean? Then we could talk about some mental illness. Maybe somebody didn't miss something, but if it's been happening since he's been rich, I'm saying, and that's just ignorant. I'm saying that's just ignorant. And that's what part of a lot of these guys, man. They put that money in their hands. I don't know who said that, John. Oh, Shannon Sharp said all the time, man. Getting money doesn't make you arrogant or what. It just brings it out who you really are deep down in the first place.
Interesting.
And so when you start getting to these issues, just like them Porter brothers, you know what I mean? Same type scenario, So it just brings out who you really are.
That's 4 children, all of them athletically superior to a lot of other people, but only one of them had enough sense to stay out of trouble, and the other 3
Stuck on
all
stick.
have issues with drinking.
And you got to wonder whether or not the one that's not in trouble is basketball really saving him from
Yeah.
his brothers, and you know what I mean? is the fact that because he ascended to a higher level than they did.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, it can happen in the same household, man. You've seen many a household where, you know, one goes astray and the other ones are, you know,
Straight and narrow, yeah.
straight and narrow, or vice versa. Yeah. You know, so it's crazy, man.
All right.
I know number one wanted to top on something last week, man. We
go ahead.
discussed, but I can't remember what it is. I was hoping. I hate I didn't get here in time. It would have been a perfect segue to it, but it was something about something we talked about last week in terms of the entitlement issue and how how people were treated differently. Oh, Spencer Rattler. We got time? Are we just going? We just
we got
going to the
time.
dome right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about the Spencer Rattler issue. How he was, since he was QB1 on that show back in high school.
Yeah, it's blackball, yeah.
How he's been blackballed, and they're saying that they just couldn't get it out of their heads how he acted on that show.
6 years ago.
But it act like he couldn't get out of his head. So I was when me and we were talking about in the office the other day, I said it's amazing how that is. Yet Josh Allen, they discovered, made a racist statement on video in high school, but they got that out their heads.
Yeah.
That was
Wow.
they got they forgot about that.
Hey, they didn't mind having that in their head.
Hey, I said what?
They didn't mind
You said they ain't mind having that in their
Yeah,
head.
that was,
Hey,
that's just
passed.
filling
That
it with
was
all the other
you know what I mean?
thoughts.
That's
they
interesting,
seem
bro.
to move past that. But you telling me how this kid acted 6 years ago? So it just lets you know, as always, they remind you who you are.
And the thing is, this kid is really he's half.
That's my point.
He's
Hey.
he's biracial. So
They just remind you.
wow, bro.
But Josh Allen thing, all the racist thing, they try to bring. Hey, that junk didn't stop his first round pick. They got that out their head. But Spencer Rattler, we couldn't get out our head.
Man.
Oh yeah. Oh, plenty. But they managed to get out their heads. But they talking about. So it just lets you know, it was a production. If Spencer Rattler was still a Heisman candidate, if Spencer Rattler didn't get beat out by a freshman quarterback named Caleb Williams, if he lived up to the hype, you think they'd be talking about that jump man? You think they'd be talking about that QB1 show? Heck no. Heck no. But just because.
That is interesting, dude. I
Hey.
never even thought about that.
These are facts.
That would have been a perfect segue into.
And while we just
Mr.
browsing
Rice.
time, man, I had another inquiry about a show, right? 'Cause I think we talked about it before a little bit. So the conversation was about reverse racism. Is there such thing? So that's what I say. Is there such thing? But the conversation was in reference to a number one fan. Don't get too pissed because I know she don't want to hear this. But how about the question of the quarterbacks and or athletes, particularly the big time athletes, how a lot of them were seen with white women.
Oh yeah, that's been all over.
So the
there.
question was, is it racist for people to criticize them for being with white women? You know what I mean? Are we criticizing them? Is it racist to say why they this?
Well,
why
it
they that?
depends. It depends
I
on how
see.
you say it
Okay.
and what you say.
I could see where
They were going ham.
Yeah, there were. A lot of it was racist. A lot of it was racist.
So it's racism.
Yeah, I think so.
So it's reverse
Because if
racism. So it's reverse racism.
No, it's just racism, but
Yeah,
not
look.
reverse racism. I mean, you can have
I mean,
your opinion.
can you be racist towards a white person?
That's the question.
I think
Is it racism against a white person?
I think you can if it's based solely on not knowing that person and seeing that person. Oh, they're fucked up. Because I got people in my family that are white and the coolest other side of the pillow, look out for people, great person, great people. But if you turn around and cuss them out and say, oh, that white motherfucker or whatever, and base it purely on race, not knowing them, they're good people. So, you know, I look at it totally different.
On this particular scenario, how do you feel? I mean, do you think it's racist if black people...
I just think it was like a lot of black women took it, black people, period, took it as a slap in the face. They all attained a certain level, but you love who you love. And some of it was funny, like that Nigerian mama that was blocking that chick out.
Hey, bro.
The whole time she was like, woo.
She kept trying to reach over and touch his leg.
She was like off in the tackle, boy.
Buddy.
Can I interject though? I don't even think it's racism as much as it is a learned behavior. Like I feel like the white women that attract the black athletes are there to do that. Like they learn that it's a learned behavior. It's not.
Wait. You're saying, I just want to make sure I understand. You're saying it's learned behavior.
Correct.
For the white woman to attract the black athlete? Is that what you're
Correct.
saying?
From their mother. Like they go to college to get black athletes and marry them. Correct.
They do go to school to get married.
But I don't think. I think what happens.
I don't know if they mama can teach them to go ahead on black man.
I mean,
Let me say this. The only thing you see, I don't mean to be harmed as a young person. The only thing you see that's guaranteed money is an athlete. Even if that person is an engineer or something, the other kid don't see it as like that's instant money. They see that girl sees that athlete as instant money. So she's going there. Yeah.
So what about all the black actors? They weren't.
No, because let me say this. Because let me say this. Only thing I'm saying is because I do see a lot of black athletes with black women, but they're the same women. Like those women went and attracted those men, and then they stuck it with them. So I'm telling you that them white girls are probably attracting those black athletes early and just sticking that out with them. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that they're...
They what?
Yeah. Buying lunch, dinner.
Yeah, so that's all I'm saying.
They can do more.
Fuck Uber, I got a ride.
Yeah, so that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that even the guys are picking them like that. They're just going after what it's comfort or convenient to them. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I know. So, we might not even get the mental health, but this is good right here, boy.
So what I've been seeing is a lot of guys say, especially in the younger demographic, say that they normally pick white women because they're nicer to them. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes sisters be a little, it'd be a little extra hot sauce. You know, hey man, you gotta treat me like a queen. And for them, they might want to go to it was a STK or something like that, and then the white girl want to go to Cava or go somewhere to spend $10 and have a great time. And not saying all of them, but most of the time I think it's the afforded benefit of when you a white girl in college, your parents are paying for your stuff, so you have a little more money, so you can do a little bit more. And most of the time, not all, but most girls that are there that are black or colored, whatever, they just trying to get through. And I mean, money is not always a luxury. And yeah, I mean, well, not necessarily.
Not a rapper.
She funny, but their whole thing is education most of the time. Like they're not looking for a life or they're not looking for that. They just looking like, okay, I'm trying to graduate. I'm going to be intelligent. This guy going to find me because I got my career. But most of the time, like, we'll say, what's his name? Russell Wilson. We all remember that white girl. Mm-hmm. She was all excited. Gotcha, bitch. Because and if you don't know who I am, I just want y'all to know I am for all the type of, and this is not a reflection of Classic Konversations or any of the hosts or anybody that's on the panel. Just so I could get that out. I need to see more white women getting hit.
God, dog.
I need to see it because it's not fair. On the internet,
dog.
sisters get hit, Indians get hit.
This is definitely not a
Asians.
reflection.
Yeah, I mean, are you speaking of physically? Just being punched? Like,
Listen, man, I need to see more violence on them because, like, when stuff happen on the internet with them, it's always like they cut it out.
That's what it is.
They
It
bleep
happens.
it. I hate it.
I'll tell you 100%. If you ask anybody in law enforcement, domestic violence happens more so probably in your zone too. Mm-hmm. There's a hell of a lot of domestics up that way. We're the only people, I say it all the time, we're the only people that air our dirty trash on Instagram. Don't think anything that happens, please. Well, I mean, because you got to look at the people in our communities the people in our communities that end up on Instagram or end up on Ghetto Fights or World Star. On all those, it's the same segment. The lowest common denominator in our community are the ones that make 99.9% of those videos. It's not the sister that went to Georgia Tech, Spelman, Clark, Tuskegee. You know who that is? That's Betty Boo and her friends. That's all it is. So people don't want to call it out, but we become the internet's entertainment.
No, that's facts. We do.
No, we're the world's entertainment.
We're the world's entertainment.
The world's entertainment in a good way and a bad way.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say this. I know you have and y'all know this. You got these big D1 schools that are predominantly white schools. Let's face facts. And so you got these athletes, and you got the boosters and the cheerleading club and the this and the that, and they're gonna push certain females towards these athletes. All right. Now, most of these athletes happen to be white. I mean, most of these girls happen to be white. And there's those old cliche about what some will do and some won't do and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? So I think that plays a major role because they're gonna get a lot more of them in their face, and then because they might be a little bit more financially sound, they are able to do more things. You know what I mean? And we're not just talking about from a sexual standpoint. They just, like I said, they may be able to take you out. They may be able to do they may be able to do more things that the sister can't do because she's struggling. Just like you are.
Well, you know what?
But you got to look at also.
And there's so many, and there's a lot smaller group of
with
them.
that happening, and now that we have the NIL, I wonder if that might change a little bit.
No, it's not.
You don't think so?
Yeah. I think they will have a little bit more control, because they are making some money. Yeah. Some of them aren't. You know what I mean? But it's not going to stop the number of them. Their numbers are still going to be a lot larger.
Yeah.
So their contingent coming at you is going to be a lot larger.
Yeah. Plus, you got to remember, a lot of these kids are on institutions that are 96% white. And if it's 10% black or 5% black, that 5% and 10% are student athletes with a few eggheads sprinkled in there. So who are they going to levitate to? It's either Palm Sisters, date the Palm Sisters, or date somebody outside your race.
Palm Sisters.
Left Tisa and right Tisa. So hey, that's it. They got a choice, and I think they're gonna date the white girl, not the left. So I just think that's part of it. But I think too, you really can't help who you love. So if you get out of your parents' house, you're away from. I'm just.
What's love got to do with it?
Kids, I'm not talking about that part. I'm talking about the ones that actually made it to the point where you have them on camera in front of the world when you get to the. Now those guys, if you had that girl there, that's probably gonna be the one you marry.
Russell Wilson.
But everybody else, well, LeBron, he stuck with his childhood sweetheart. Well, I'm just saying, I just think you can't just say every time you see a black man with a white woman, there's no love involved in it. I mean, I think a lot of it might be scheming. It might be scheming on one side. It might be scheming on one side and one part, but It ain't always for
Say
them.
OJ.
He said OJ. Okay. Yeah.
Say tell about that one. So number one said it has zero to do with reverse racism with me. I'm a realist, knowing full well if the black man does something to a white woman, what will happen? And they do think they have reached nirvana with Snow. They are groomed to go after black athletes, but boo-boo on black women. I don't know about that part, but but you like you said, so we can't argue. Well, that might be a whole other dialogue, but there is something to the conversations that you can have with one versus the other. That it may not be as direct and
That's one thing.
We
When you
can't
date outside
deny
the
this.
race, that's part that plays into it. There's certain conversations you're just not gonna have, or they couldn't even understand if you did have that conversation.
I'm still stuck on, are you able to be racist towards a white person? I'm trying to figure out how can you offend a white person with your words?
Because they normally want you to do what they say.
Well, I'm saying, what can you say to them, like the things that they could say to us that offends us? What can we say to them? About maybe something about baseball or eating apple pie and driving a Chevrolet. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what is it. Cracker don't work. The word cracker don't work. And the thing is, the words that you're saying, cracker, honky. If you say that to certain people, they're probably proud to say yes, I am. So how? That's
I don't think so. Nah,
really,
that crackers are an insult.
To who?
I guess if you're a white person, they wouldn't want to be called a cracker.
If you're a white person that doesn't feel like you're part of that type mentality, I think they would be offended by that. You know what I mean? And if you're a white person that's attracted to the other race, I think they would be offended by that. You know what I mean? Is that but she said the boosters have. Uncle Shay talked about it last week. The boosters had 5 white hoes on the plane meeting a black athlete. Yeah, I read it without reading first. So yeah, we back. But that's a regular. I mean, I know how that and it used to be a lot worse.
Thing,
five was shortchanging them back in the, you know what I mean? I know some D1 athletes, boy. And they came at signed and sealed and delivered, boy. Hey, they just threw it on them. You know what I mean? And like I said, there's so many more of them. And you know. No Tanisha's in that group.
Wow. Well, we went way left as we waited on the doctor to get here. So listen, y'all.
It's mental health, right?
You got a point, right? Because this has been okay. Listen, when we come back, y'all. We actually going to talk about. We're going to use the word mental health more than just one time in the next segment. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And that's the cut.
We'll be right back. And vetting this woman, are you still having sexual relations with others?
Okay, so
sexual relations. See how I did that, right?
No, see, okay, so my process, right? It's if I'm seeing one, I need to focus on her. If I'm focused on others, I'm not giving her the attention that she needs in order for us to move forward.
Right.
So no.
So
Chris, same first question and then follow up.
And much like he said, a vetting process, great word. At my age, right, I'm not just jumping into something. I'm single, super single. There's not a steady girl or steady woman, forgive me, that I have. So, right, and I let them know that, like, it'll take some vetting. It'll take some time before it's going to be me and you, and that hasn't happened since 2017.
All right, people, we back. We are back. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
That's a cop.
Listen, people, need for you to hit those buttons over there, man. I got my partner here now. We can say it the right way. Hit those buttons over there. It's one button. It's a heart. If you hit that one, a whole bunch is going to come up. Then you just start hitting all the rest of them. When you hit them, it's going to help our
Algorithm.
go up. I'm telling you, I need for you to do this. And then I need you to
Tag a friend. Tell a friend. Tag a friend. Tell a friend. Tag a friend. I need that jump right there.
Right. You hit the line one time by accident.
put it right there. Just put it right there in front of the camera.
Tell a friend. Tag a friend.
Yeah. Just put it on the table. Put it on the table. So listen, man, like I told you, we are here to talk about mental health because it is Mental Health Awareness Month of May. And last segment, we talked about something that could affect your mental health, but right now, we have the lovely doctor in here with us, Dr. Cindy Williams. How you doing?
I'm good.
I'm sorry, Cynthia Williams, but she's Dr. Cindy.
That's
Dr.
right.
Cindy Williams.
Dr. Cindy.
This is Dr. Cindy in the
Yes.
building, always coming through to grace us with her presence and drop some knowledge on us and everything. So how's everything been going with you? Everything good?
All is well. You know, today was a full day.
Okay.
I would be remiss to say everybody's struggling. I said May is giving me what it's supposed to be giving me right now. Today was a full day. Not complaining at all. I love it.
Okay, so we're gonna jump right into it. And this is a question to everyone, to give their opinions also. But how do you recognize a mental health episode?
So for me, it's something like things that shouldn't upset you but does, and very easily. And I'll use this as an example. Why does that make you so mad if you have to ask someone that question, right? When you're easily tempered by something that should be just simply ignored, kind of like, whatever, but it bothers you, that lets me know it's festered in your brain too much. You've given too much energy to it. You've paid too much attention to it, and you need to figure out why does it bother you so much. And the longevity of it is there's an arithmetic of pain that we, as myself and my colleagues, would show that anytime somebody gives any attention to something for a very long time, it allows the brain to shift to what it normally does, to just that sense of thought. So if you say, hey, I had issues with my child's father or issues with my child's mother, and you got a baby that's 20, we now say that's mental health. Because there should be once a kid can go to school all day and they're in the hands of a teacher and y'all still got issues, we got a problem. But then I would be remiss to say that a lot of it comes with that. So before you're even a parent, you got your own childhood traumas that allows that mental stuff to continue to fester, and it goes in the DNA of the child you create. So you can recognize it because you see it, and you see somebody dealing with something just too long that they just can't shake.
Now, understand, folks, I know a lot of people, some people, when they hear mental health, they're thinking about outbursts, somebody screaming and hollering, running down the street naked, running around kicking people, slapping people, running down the street shooting. We're shifting, we're looking at behaviors of a mental health in regards to some scars, some things that's hidden deep inside you that has you lashing out in a way that's not a violent way. Sometimes it can turn violent, but we're talking about just certain behaviors that people do that's abnormal from the way they usually walk and talk and that type of deal. So, sometimes people hear mental health, first thing they think of is somebody just walking up to somebody and slapping them, which that is an issue. Don't get me wrong, but that's not what we're speaking about here. So in regards to that, if you recognize that with someone, and usually if you can recognize something like that with someone, it's because it's a friend, someone that you've been around a while. How do you suggest that people approach them and to let them know that they may need some help with certain things?
The difficult conversations have to be had more than less. I think that people have been groomed from birth to not know how to have difficult conversations, or it's so common that the commonality scenario is normally, that's just who they are. You already know that's who they are, right? So we're going to ignore it instead of saying, it's hard for me to talk to them about, bro, that's wrong, right? So when you start accepting that this person has done it all the life you've known, you just accept that they ain't going to change. But I believe that people don't change because nobody has the courage or brave enough to say, we need to talk about these stirbs that you have from some issue. Why are you an alcoholic? Why are you on drugs? And most oftentimes, it's whatever they've been through that nobody helped get the answer to. Nobody felt it was comfortable enough. And every human walking the earth has a person that they just haven't had that conversation with. And it's difficult, but you have to find a way, just how you would if you was geeked up about your new car you just got, or if you was happy about your new relationship. Have those conversations like, I love you, right? I want to talk about the way you yelled at me the other day over something so simple. What were you really mad about? It couldn't have been us, right? And if we love these people who are our friends and family, why can't we have those conversations?
So it's safe to say somebody, when you said something about holding anything, I thought about the conversation we had the other day with Amanda Seals, how she brought up the racism thing from a child thing. So are all those things, something similar like that is considered having a childhood trauma? So
Absolutely. So what I want you to look at it like a suppression, right? I want you to look at it like, how you cook something in a pot and it sits like the rice, it all sits at the bottom until it boils, right? The average human's trauma is just that rice at the bottom. It only boils when something triggers it and makes you unhappy, makes you sad, makes you angry. When you stir it up and then it busts and bubble, the top is going to do what it does. But I want you to always look at issues inside of the brain and soul of a human like that rice at the bottom of the pot. It's there, but it ain't cooked yet until something comes and cooks it. And normally it's another similarity type of issue that has created that rice. So it's more rice, but then it's like, okay, this bottom rice that's already there is starting to bubble because another thing is coming. The pot can't take too much, and it does what it does. It boils till it boils over, and now we snapping and we walking down the street slapping somebody.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
That's why I used the 10-minute rice in the bag.
Yes, sir.
Yes, listen, you said something a minute ago in regards to why are you an alcoholic? Why are you drink? So that's something, a mental health issue, which is in its own sickness or diagnosis, can actually manifest into a total different sickness in regards to like alcoholism or drug addiction or something like that, because it's two different things, but one can come from the other.
So one is a reaction to an action, right? So the drugs and alcohol and eating and sex and food and those things are called STIRBs. That's an acronym for short-term energy releasing behavior syndrome. What that means is if I drink this alcohol, temporarily I won't think about this issue. If I do these drugs, I'll be high long enough to not think about the issue. The problem lies is that when my brain comes down from the things that I am giving it to stop me from thinking about the issue, I like the feeling that it gives me, so I do it again, and now it's habitual. And now I've done it so much, I want to numb myself from thinking about it, but I also don't want to get overexerted from what I'm using to stop thinking about it. But what the body does, it responds to what we give the stirb. It responds to the stirbs. So next thing you know, you're addicted. And when you're addicted, then you can't find yourself thinking about it. When the simple analogy is, let's deal with the thought, and that's not get addicted to the stirb.
So how do you feel about like a lot of that suppressed? So maybe you had something in your childhood and it may have came up once at work. And a lot of times in relationships, from law enforcement coming out on calls, SWAT calls, you have somebody that, from a parent's sake, when you go next door neighbors, before you do what you got to do and you ask, hey, does this person have issues? Almost always those people say, well, you just couldn't say nothing to him. He's a loner, or He just throw his hand up. He wouldn't speak. So it's all suppressed and it comes out. Now, the triggers are there. So if you're in a relationship with that person, as far as what point do you think, if you know a person has triggers and you try to go to them and say, hey, look, this is, something's wrong and they don't want to talk, what should a person do at that point?
Well, I think we want to change the dynamic and narrative and not letting them you see the trigger before asking if there are triggers. I think we need to start meeting people and asking up front. I think everybody's adult enough when you say, I want to be in a relationship, I want you to start asking, what are we about to deal with if I learn to love you? What's going to happen, right? Because we know love causes trauma. It's unfortunate, but it does. And that's because people mistake love for lust. And because they mistake love for lust, triggers come up when things don't go the way people have preset expectation of it going. In most relationships, people come in with no race or gender. I meet this person. They're about to be the love of my life. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. This is going to go this way, but they ain't told nobody but them and their thoughts. And the moment it doesn't go the way they thought it should go, now the triggers come in. Now you're yelling and you're angry and you're mad. But who did you talk about that we were going to be together forever? Nobody. So everybody's looking for a love. Everybody wants a love, and they want a love that's genuine to them. But it's difficult that triggers come up only because nobody's ever addressed that first time that it did come up to consider it a trigger the next time.
Well, if you're walking around on eggshells, at what point do you think somebody should punch out?
So you never should punch out. We
no,
should
not
not
punch out, but say, fuck it, I'm out of here. My bad.
So
no, just say like I'm out of here. I'm not going to deal with it anymore.
So I think that's probably the problem with a lot of relationships. People are easy to throw them away, just as easy.
But if you're walking on eggshells, you know that person that just gets triggered by certain things, so you start living your life where you're, okay, she's going to go off on this, she's going to go off on that. So you actually start avoiding whole conversations and going around instead of dealing with it. When you deal with it, you get that. So you just say, you know what? At what point do you think enough's enough if they won't seek professional help? I agree with walking the walk with them, but if they won't seek it, at what point do you think you should just say?
I think it's the presentation of the conversation. It's a time for those kind of conversations. And if they're angry, that's not the time. So when y'all cuddling and it's a cute, oh, you look so cute. Oh, let's go hang out. Let's do this. Baby, I wanted to talk to you about... Right? So you have to know the presentation of your mate. No one else knows your mate the way you do. You're going to know their triggers. And if you already on the eggshells, let's go before the egg is still the egg and not the shell.
Okay.
We're not walking on eggshells. So
Approaching this
before
cold.
before the rice bubbles, before it gets here, let's discuss what's going on.
Okay.
And let's not forget.
Why you bringing that up then? Why you bringing that up? Everything's good right now. Why you bringing it up? Why you just bring some old shit? Then what would your response be? I'm just asking because I've seen that's happening.
That's from the cuddle moment
Right.
when that comes up.
No, when you come at them in a cuddle moment.
That's what I'm saying.
You're saying.
That's what I'm
And they
saying.
say, why you bringing up this old shit?
Okay.
Because I want you to remember that I love you.
I want to try and answer that. I think that's I think that's an
Don't forget that we love each other.
Yeah, he ain't about to use love word.
You got to.
You ain't about to use love word, are you?
He ain't using it.
I like you. I like you a lot.
I like you.
I care for you.
Don't forget.
Go what I care for you. Go what I care for you. I care for you sound a lot better.
Don't forget I love you.
But it's hard. I think with that question, it's hard for any answer to actually be correct because I think it's an individual type thing, what you can deal with, because now you're talking about dealing with your own mental health.
Yeah.
And if your mental health is being sabotaged by somebody else that actually won't consider that they may need help, then
That's
you
okay.
know,
That's what I'm talking about.
yeah, I think it's an
At what
individual
point you
thing.
just say I'm out.
Certain people can take it more.
Yeah.
Certain people are nurturers. Okay,
Yeah.
her,
Yeah.
because of her profession, she probably could deal with it a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
Us, we probably gonna be like, yo, man, this shit
It's
is
a wrap.
getting on my nerves, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't trained for this type of stuff,
I think tenure
that type
comes
of
in
deal.
with it, though, right? I think a tenure of the relationship, you know how to discuss things because you're going to learn, right? When people leave easily, they weren't never there to stay.
Hey, sometimes what have to happen. I'm just being honest with you. Can't just
Yeah.
stay there because we want black love.
That's right.
Please, that's a mental health
Yeah.
episode in its own. All right,
It is.
before we go to, because I know we got to get ready to go to break soon. Where we at? All right, I wanted to ask you this in regards to the suicide rate is higher now amongst younger people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think than it's ever been. What should parents, relatives, mentees look for with a younger person? You know, what trigger, what should they see to make them say there might be a problem here? If you're a mentee, you might want to talk to the parent. You're a relative, of course, you want to talk to the parent. If you're a parent, you might want to, seek professional, whatever. But what should they look for in a younger person? Of course, it's different with every younger person. Some kids are just loners anyway, but in your time dealing with different families and dealing with grief and all that type of stuff, that you feel that they should have looked for or they missed?
They're missing presence. They're closing doors and letting kids close doors in rooms. They're letting kids spend a lot more time on social media, getting this sense of, I could do that, I wish I had that. And when they realize they come from a home that doesn't allow them to have those things that they don't realize are fictitious, and the majority of the things they see on social media is fake, and they see a couple who like, oh, we about to take a picture on social media, let's do this, but they I can't cuss. Sure. Oh, they fucking fight, right? And so people think it's a great glamorous relationship, and it's not. But when people look at it, it was like, oh, I want to have my family to be like this. And so they live in this fairy tale lane. And parents need to be more present. So what they're missing is their presence, so they can, before they see the child acting out or before the kid shows signs of suicide, they've shown something prior that the parent missed because everybody's busy trying to do themselves instead of keeping the dynamic of the family together. You cannot tell me that your child, you wake up and you go in your child's room the next day to get them ready for school and they hanging in their closet. Because I walk all night. What you doing? Why that door closed? Go hang out here with me. Talk to me. How was your day? What you want for dinner? You cook. Let me see. I'm going to sit here with you. So you have to engage with a teenager. We've been teenagers. Everybody's been a teenager. And bullying. It's your mama rent week, so your homeboy got new shoes and yours old or your hand-me-down. So now we got self-esteem. It's so many issues that I've recently dealt with why kids have even thought of committing suicide. But a lot of it, and I would be remiss to say, is the dynamic of the family. It is not there anymore. There's a lack of presence from both parents, even when they in the house.
I believe that.
I said that because, like I said, we went out on a lot of SWAT calls, and almost all of them, when it dealt with somebody threatening to commit suicide, where they got the gun to their head, and the hostage negotiators start talking to them, it always goes back to mommy, daddy issues and feeling abandoned.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think one thing too, if you could comment on it, I think now a lot more kids. It's a changing world in economics, and I think as our culture has always taught us, when a kid is 18, kick them out of the house. And I think now with the rents being as high as they are, there's a large sector. I was talking to a buddy of mine that's still on, and he said the amount of homeless young people that live in their cars and they go to the gyms to take showers or whatever is astronomical. So I think that's something that needs to be talked about, because I think a lot of times when they find these kids is, swallow their gun in the car and things of that nature. A lot of it deals with, a lot of those people are homeless. When they go in there, you can tell everything they own's in the back seat and trunk of the car.
But I think a lot of parents miss that you can kick them out at 18 if you raise them to be on their own at 18. No one said they had to stay, because at 18, if you think about the process of how the child should be, We go through school. At 18, they should be going to college, right? But we got them where they dropped out in 7th grade. They running the streets. They doing whatever they want to do just because you got to keep up with your lifestyle. So now when you get to an age, it's a cop-out, but kids are leaving before 18. They're not getting kicked out. They just ain't coming home. And if you think about the average kid that's in the street hanging out in Atlanta, they 14, 15, right? We just seen in
13,
Atlantic
hanging out
Station
till
the
12.
other day. It was 30 kids in a fight just 2 weeks ago in the middle of Atlantic Station, broad daylight. And
Nobody
mamas
goes to
dropped,
Atlantic Station for that reason.
right? But the mamas dropped them off so they could have their. Let me go to brunch with my homegirls. Oh, I can leave my child. So it's a before 18 thing, and nothing's wrong with putting your kid out. Not necessarily putting them out, but it's a structure to get your kid prepared and ready to be in its own environment if you raise them to that capacity.
I don't see how you could drop a kid off at 13 years old at Atlantic Station with all the stuff that's going on out there.
Anywhere.
Well, they
Yeah.
do.
Still do
They
it.
do it.
Yeah.
That's just amazing.
They
It's,
do
just,
it.
it's
I
crazy.
know, that's amazing to
And
me.
then
It's
they drop
crazy.
the
But that
kid
lets you know the
off
dynamic of that
into a
Absolutely.
pack, a pack of kids. It's
Yeah.
not like one or two kids.
It
and
lets
like,
you, it also lets you know the dynamic of that is children that's actually are still that are parents. They're still children themselves.
Running their own lives.
Yep. Listen, y'all.
Real quick, let's read Dr. Fillmore's. You don't mind?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Real, because she said them direct to this topic. Key, oh wow, she said, Key said, that's a great point. Ask a cop. You don't get that much because that's a common Response. Dr. Toya Spencer Fillmore said, I've learned that you have to create space for your mate to be comfortable for those conversations, and it's not on date night. Key said, yeah, a man definitely don't want to talk about it in a space they think they're about to get some.
Exactly. And that's the quickest way to get me off topic.
Dr. Toya is being funny because she's one of my clients, and I had to just tell her that. I'm like, you don't talk about that on date night.
Look for silence,
So
excessive
cute.
sleeping, mood swings, stay
Love
in the
her.
room, or signs of mental illness and suicidal thoughts. That's from Kiki. Doctor said again, the parents have to be present in their lives, do things with them, interact with them.
Yeah.
Mom said it's true. Ask a cop. Taught doctor how true. They want to be grown early. Yeah, some want to be grown early, but some of the parents, they didn't raise them in the first place. I mean,
Facts. Facts. They
parents
can't
are too
run
busy
nothing.
trying to be friends with their kids, not actually parenting them.
Right.
All of them. Excuse me.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We're gonna come back. You said that was all of them? All right, y'all. We're gonna take a break. Should have took it a little while ago. Boss probably gonna be mad at Angelo, but
Angelo.
yeah, cause you the one said you mind.
Yeah, 2 questions in the 5-minute bar. We gonna call it out, folks. Hell man. This ain't no snitch room in here.
We'll be right back. We gotta pay some bills. And vetting this woman, are you still having sexual relations with others?
Okay, so
Sexual relations. See how I did that, right?
no, see, okay, so my process, right? It's if I'm focused, if I'm seeing one, I need to focus on her. If I'm focused on others, I'm not giving her the attention that she needs in order for us to move forward.
Right.
So no.
So,
Chris, same first question and then follow up.
and much like he said, a vetting process, great word. You know, at my age, right, I'm not just jumping into something. I'm single, super single. There's not a steady girl or steady woman, forgive me, that I have. So, right, and I let them know that, like, yeah, it'll take some vetting. It'll take some time before it's gonna be me and you, and that hasn't happened since 2017.
All right, y'all, we are back, man. We back. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And that's a cop.
Tag a friend, tell a friend to tag a friend. You need to get it done. Do it either way you want to do it, but we need it done. We need for you to hit that subscription button because I'm telling you, we're going places, and you need to get in while you can because soon we ain't going to be able to get in at the door. We're going to have security at the door, and they might have to push you on out. So you got to go and get in while you can right now. So you said we got another comment in there?
Oh, no, Key just said, in these days, kids ready to leave as soon as they graduate because the influence of social media has them thinking they're supposed to have it all right now. Then they realize the world ain't sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, social media got kids believing that the world is really a microwave.
You know what's so funny is
When
I
it's not.
just recognized the other day that majority of my clients, I'm dealing with a lot of abandonment issues, and it's leading them to their opioid addictions, right? It's been crazy. So like, it has to be, something has to be done. And I'm just asking every person that knows anybody with teenagers, so they about to be out of school, right? Make sure that you're having conversations with them and giving them things to do that include you being a part of it. Always do something that allows you to include them. I don't care if it's a walk around the block. I don't care if it's
Fishing.
go to Stoma. I don't care what it is. But engage yourself with your children and have more dialogue with them because they feel abandoned and you're just in the other room. So stop thinking that because you're in the same house and everybody has their phones glued to their faces that they are feeling like you're present. They don't. They feel like you're absent. And everybody's running around, the economy and everything is so messed up that everybody's running around just trying to take care of their houses, that they are thinking that because they're old enough to take themselves to the bathroom, change their clothes, do their shower, clean their room, make some noodles, that they're going to be fine. Stop thinking that that's it, because it's not. Everybody needs to share. And if you don't have young adult kids or young teens, talk to those that do. Be a mentor, be an uncle, be a auntie, a mama, a daddy, whatever you are. Let's try to attack this opioid epidemic because these kids are overdosing on these fake pills.
Fentanyl is it? No.
I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
You need to be involved with these kids, man. Just make them talk. Make them talk to you sometime.
And just because you don't understand how somebody could end up getting to that point doesn't mean that point doesn't happen.
That's right.
So, Angelo, you got that top 5, bro?
I do, my man. I do.
That phone
She said her kids can't go nowhere. Yeah, I'm blessed. My kids don't really want to go nowhere, and I love it.
I know that's right.
Y'all been to Angelo's house?
They wouldn't want to go nowhere.
ESPN West, boy. Wow. I ain't want to leave. I was grown.
I'm grown.
I'm glad I wasn't drinking nothing, but I might have lost it right there. Your timing was impeccable right there. That's funny. All right. With that being said, top 5. So, what are your top 5 go-to stress relievers?
Oh, I got
Your
that.
top 5.
Oh man.
Right off the rip, huh? Now we know you're number 1, MJ, but do you have all 5?
I got all 5. Should I go
just-
by positions? Just put everything on the sex.
Oh, Lord.
Hey. All right, then positions are just straight. Okay, I'll just put the first one be sex. Second one, fishing. Anytime I go fishing, catch them or not, it's great. Gym. That's 3.
Yes, 3.
Sex and sex. I'm being honest.
Yeah.
That's all they want you to be is
No, I said that
honest.
fifth one. I said
Just
read
be
a good book
honest.
if you like. Just need to chill out, read a book.
Yeah, just be
But
honest.
sex would be 4th. Yes.
Sex.
What you got, D-Wayne?
Oh boy.
Stress relievers. Gym number 1. Journaling number 2.
He said, what was number 2?
Journaling
Okay.
number 1.
Smoking number 3.
Smoking tree.
Sex number 4. And number 5, meditate. I meditate and pray. Yeah. At least 30 minutes before I go in and do anything in this world, man. At least 30 minutes.
Dwayne took my whole
I want
list,
to try meditation.
but it's all
That's what
good.
I'm sure I do.
You need to what?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said I want to try meditation. That's
What
what
you
I'd be
mean
scared
you
of.
want to try
I want to try it.
If I had time after the show, I would talk to you. Try.
Yeah, man. I want to try it,
Act
man.
now. No, bruh.
I don't know if I can make my mind stay still long enough, but I need to try it.
Top 5. I would say 1 would be meditation and journaling, of course. Painting. Sex. Having a conversation with him, because we can literally talk for an entire day. We have to stop ourselves, be like, oh shit, we're supposed to be somewhere. We got to stop talking. We got to go. What's that, 4?
That's 4.
What else do? I do a lot of stuff. Creating, honestly. Like, that puts me in a whole vortex. Like, you have to pull me away from creating as well. So, yeah, creating anything digitally, physically, anything. But, yeah, those are my 5.
Dope.
Honorable mention marijuana. I'm gonna rip the Band-Aid off. Number 1, sex, off the top rope. Floating, sensory deprivation chambers. Fortnite. I've been there for hours. Hours. Fucking them little kids up. You should go to bed. Yo, you should go to bed. Oh, man. Laying in the grass or in a hammock in the park. And my favorite stress reliever is riding through the city listening to 70s and 80s music at night.
Wow, for real?
Yeah, I just be riding, but like good time.
I used to do that, but
Just be riding.
Where
City
my-
be dry too.
where my drinking is set up now, I can't
You
do
said on
it.
the train? You said on the train?
In the car.
Just driving.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. I've done it.
That is so my thing.
I had to stop though.
That's it.
Where
Sunroof
I
back.
drink. What you got, Dr.
They're in
C?
the heart
I
of the city.
I ain't never did that
so-
driving.
You know, yeah, you're right in there.
My first one is the gym. I've just fell in love. Second one is a bath. I'm gonna sit there and relax, let the water out, put more hot water in. Just got a thing. 3 is dancing. I love to dance. I love music and I love to dance. 4 is one of the get in the car, sunroof bag, listen to my music and just drive. I take 20 from Covington all the way down to the bottom, Six Flags, come back. I'm gonna do it. And I think the biggest one, that's probably the number 1, but they got to be the last one, is shopping. I got a problem.
I got a problem.
I got a sneaker problem. It's ridiculous.
Creating stress.
Oh my God, you have no idea. I'm a sneakerhead, but I got a problem. So yeah, shopping is a serious stress reliever.
How about that?
Yeah.
I feel perverted after hers.
All right. For me, you feel
Does he feel perverted after hers? Too funny.
oh, yours.
All of them, but 2.
You like what you
That's
like.
what I do. Right.
And then the second one he added so that it wouldn't be 4.
Right.
Oh yeah, fishing. I forgot about that.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's it.
Uh-oh.
I had
He has. But yeah.
when I had the boat, you go down in the cold. She grabbed the.
Oh, you got a process.
Yeah.
He said, yeah.
Got that man in his element right now, boy. You
Yeah,
get him up
buddy.
here on Sunday night. Get him up here on Sunday night. All right, Mine's is kind of a stress reliever, plus also a way to just step away from whatever the hell is going on.
Yeah.
But reading is one. Of course, a good cigar. Usually when I'm having a cigar, I'm listening to the 70s and 80s music. Some 90s might pop in there.
Yeah.
With some house also. Yep, exactly.
Them dancing feet.
Lately it has been.
Don't get that. Hey, wait a time. Wait a time. Wait a time.
What the hell?
Happy feet. That is hilarious. I wish y'all could see. I wish y'all could see that. Wish y'all could see Happy Feet right now, boy. The imitation of Happy Feet. Too funny.
Dancing is really an honorable mention because you can't just go out and dance,
Right.
today at my age anyway. You just can't do it because they ain't got those places like that.
Right.
But three, I would have to say being creative. Lately I have been writing a little more and trying to create some things because I got some things on my bucket list that I'm trying to do. Traveling, but traveling in a car.
Oh. Okay.
Almost like new millennium, like they said, just jumping in and riding with the sunroof down and listen to some music, blasting.
Yeah.
I like to, I got a cousin in Charlotte. When I need it, I can ride down there, I know, and kick it for a night and drive back the next day.
Yeah.
Kind of clear your head. What's that? That's four, right? And as far as just getting rid of stress, yes, it would be sex. Yeah, it would be sex.
All right. I was about to call bullshit if you didn't put that on.
Yeah, as far as stress, it would be sex. Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would be sex as far as getting rid of stress. But having sex to get away from something and come back in with a clear eye don't help because usually after sex I go to sleep, so I can't see nothing with a clear eye after that. Yeah, going to sleep. But honorable mention, like I said, basketball would be an honorable mention. Going to play some hoops, but again, it's just not able to do it as much as I want to, so that's why it's an honorable mention. And dancing would be an honorable mention also.
All right. My mom has television, movies, friends, painting. I ain't gonna say what you said because I don't even want to think about it. So we're gonna go to going to church. And yoga. This time I can't say what Angela be upset. Then don't even think about it.
Right.
Yeah, that was millennial in the background. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, keep his theme. All right, number one got hiking, working out, retail therapy, peacetime, eating great foods and desserts, and dancing, watching sports. Mom got honorable mention dancing. She said you were right about the shopping. She shopped 4 hours a day. Kiki got massages, gym, friends day dates, shopping, and lately church. Number one said travel to the country and inquiring about Lakeside Atlantic Star tickets. Hey, Atlantic Star gonna be out live Atlantic Star.
When is that?
That's this weekend, I think. At Mabel House.
Or
Oh man,
next weekend, I think.
Atlantic Star.
18th, 19th, something like that.
I'm gonna say definitely smoking a nice cigar, chilling outside that's covered like a patio or a deck or something where I got to fight bugs all night.
Yeah.
But yeah, smoking a cigar, man, listen to some old school music. That's like,
Bruh.
heaven on earth right there. I'm gonna say definitely if we can get a good massage. If it's a good massage, I'm snoring 15 minutes in. Oh yeah, if she knows what she's doing, I'm out of there.
Out of there.
Better be a female.
100% got to be a female.
Who the hell gonna get a massage?
Period.
Dude? Shit.
Period.
Hey,
Exactly.
last time I seen a dude come in there, man, if you just seen the look on my face, like,
Look on your face,
Man,
bro.
what he doing?
If a dude walking in, this is what's happening.
Right.
hey, ain't no chance.
Right.
What's going on, bro?
Yeah. Dr. Fillmore said retail therapy, bath, praying, dancing, and her podcast. There's a couple. Let's see here. Traveling to another country. Millennial said watching Karens get tased on TikTok.
Oh God.
Hey, you see, I see, man. You serious about that? Kiki said, Ryan, the way my gas tank's set up, I'm gonna be stressed out all over again. On top of that, in fact, I'm not driving nowhere if I can help it. Hey, listen, I was thinking the same thing. They all talking about driving. I was like, man, yeah, how can you? Man, I do it.
Yeah.
Driving?
Ain't driving nowhere.
I don't want to drive. Hey, I want to drive nowhere. No, yeah, I can't. I'd be stressed driving. I ain't gonna lie.
For real. It's the 1, 2 in the morning. Yeah.
Nah, I don't care what time it is.
Yeah. Just.
I ain't interested in
nothing on
driving.
the
I used to
street.
like to ride. When I used to bike. I used to like to ride late.
I ain't
at night.
interested in driving.
Open
How
the
many I
shit.
gave so far? 2, 3. Good. All right.
Say good.
Now here go 3. I love playing spades with my sons. That's like the coolest. When I say I have so much fun, they can't beat me yet, but I love watching them try. But no, when I tell you, that's so much fun, man.
He said, I love watching.
Yeah, I love watching them try. They want to. They want to so bad.
Okay.
And 1 and 2 go hand in hand. Some great sex and go right to sleep. Hey, that's
man.
1 and 2 go hand in hand, man.
Yeah. I can see it.
Hey, shoot, yes sir.
Thank you for your honesty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, they go hand in
It's a
hand.
problem if you ain't going to sleep.
Hey man, and wake up feeling much better. Yes sir.
Yes, sir. King of the world.
He said in the fetal position. Hey,
King of the world.
that's
King
a
of the
stress
world.
reliever.
Dr. Cindy,
Yes, sir.
what you got? What you got going on? Let us know.
She said this was a quickie. Number 1 said this was a quickie. Show that is.
Quickie.
I'm sorry. I just read
Hey,
it.
no.
She did a millennial thing. Just read a comment. Just throw me off.
Yeah, something else. Y'all turned up. What's in them cups?
I know, right?
I'm just getting ready for our Challenger Award again. You know, Angelo was our recipient last year, and I'm glad that you asked. I have something special for you. I want to thank you for just jumping in this year, helping out, stepping out, learning how to speak and do those things. And I'd like to offer you the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award.
Whoa. Well, he said me? Wow, that's dope.
Damn.
That's
Take my hat off.
Yeah,
I gladly accept.
thank you. It'd be
Oh,
my
wow.
pleasure. So I
Oh,
love
snap.
when I don't often get men to assist when I need help with these boys. You know, I don't stand up and pee. And when we have to do stuff for boys, I get tired of standing up there helping out. So yeah, I would be
wow.
remiss to not honor the people that support. And I'd like to give that to you this year. And Angelo, I'd like to give that to you as well. So I want you guys to know that it means the world to me, yes, to allow me to come and do my platform. You know,
Well, I'm happy for the both of y'all.
I wasn't
dope.
there. Yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know that it means the world. So even allowing us to, you know, get out there and do our simple, try to get the audience engaged and just get these topics out. Like today was a rough day. I came back, I had a client who's 20 with a crisis, and I just was like, when I need some more many men on the team, it's crazy. I do. So you guys have no idea, but just thank you for volunteering. I love it, and I appreciate it. My gratitude is bottomless, so thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, man.
Well, thank you. And
We
you are
applaud.
welcome,
We
for
applaud
real.
you for sure.
Wow.
All that you do, because people need all the help. You know, I got a referral for you after off the show anyway. But yeah, kudos to you.
Yeah, that's
Thank
dope.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
It's hard to believe it's been a year already too.
I know, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Joke, man.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, damn. Got us all quiet and everything. Boy,
I know, right?
caught us off guard. Caught us off guard with that one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
thank you for real. I
Okay.
gladly accept.
Absolutely.
Honorably, humbly accept. Asacott, what you got, homie?
All right, I keep on bringing this up and we never put it up, but I'm gonna try to scale it back this time so it just won't seem so radical. What's going on the college campuses around the United States? I think everybody's upset about it, but it's kind of funny to me when people are speaking out on something. Yeah, they disrupted campuses, but it just shows me that people do care. You know, it doesn't matter what side you're on, because both sides showed up, but it was mighty funny when pro-Palestinian people were protesting in a level of violence that was used by spectators and law enforcement didn't intercede. I think that was kind of, in law enforcement, you don't supposed to pick sides. You're supposed to be right in the middle and just let it go either way. But, I mean, America's changing. I think, and I'm not picking sides. Just there's one man's rebels, another man's freedom fighters. The best way to put it.
Absolutely.
So I pray for all the people in Gaza, but I also pray for the Israelis also, and the people on campus. If you're truly doing it because you believe in it and you're not an anarchist, I'll follow you down with you also. But I also understand the Israelis' concern for it. But to ignore the murders that are occurring over there, the genocide that's occurring, it doesn't matter why you're doing it, what your ultimate end goal is. A lot of people are dying. 80% of a population was displaced out of a city. Imagine 80% of Atlanta leaving. And all they're going to do is put a wall around it and rebuild it and decide who comes in. Everybody sees what it is, but it's pretty funny in America. When it's the brown skins, everybody has a lot less concern of what's done to them or what happens. That's all I got.
I totally agree with what you said, and I don't know if all these people who are protesting really even know fully what they're protesting.
Yeah.
A lot of it they just hear and go with the flow, go with the majority, what have you. But I'm gonna take it local, right? I think you shared a thing with me today. And number one, talked about it last week. You got to ask yourself, where is the protest for something like that city abandoning all those black folks in Baton Rouge?
Oh, yeah.
We're protesting things on a whole other country,
Right.
yet we allow blatant racism, right here in our own backyard.
Right.
And where's that protest at? Where are the people standing up for these people? They're saying that all the crime and we have the worst education system, so we're gonna pull all of our good white folks and we're gonna leave y'all to all the crime and the worst education system. So I just wonder where those protests are at. Why there's no fight for those people. And then lastly, outside of my always vote, because it's voting season. I haven't done my early voting yet, but I will. I just haven't had the opportunity, but I will definitely get it done. But I told y'all last week about the homeboy, checkup thing. So, and I'm gonna continue to stress that because I did it this week. I did it myself, and I got one of my homeboys' mom had just passed. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have known that.
Right.
Had not checked up on them, and just to give those words of sympathy, whatever, you know what I mean? Just let people know you're thinking about them. Then I had another one whose daughter was just in a bad accident. Luckily, she was okay, but again, life is just so freaking precious, and you just never know. So continue to do your homeboy, homegirl checkups, man. Just holler at folks. Make sure you just check up on them, see how they doing. Think globally, vote locally.
Absolutely.
All right. For me, I want to shout out young lady Jo Jarrell Benjamin's sister, JJ. She's actually one of the co-hosts on DC Curry's podcast. She's doing a show the week May 19th, Models Against Hunger, where the admission is basically canned goods. And she's actually looking for vendors that can, usually vendors have to pay to sell their stuff. Well, actually, all you got to do is give some canned goods. It's 75 canned goods for the vendors, and you can actually go and vend at a fashion show. It's going to be Sunday, May 19th. And stay tuned to my page. I'm going to share some of her stuff a little bit more. And going right into it, she is actually the director, the producer, and the writer of the movie that I'm in, Men Pray Too. They're going to fly us up there for Models versus Hunger. But she's actually the producer and the writer and the director of the movie Men Pray Too. I told you all about it before. It came out. Tubi put it out early. They pulled it back, but now it's out with no pullbacks. Today it dropped.
They watch at the barbershop today too.
Need people to go ahead and check it out. We need the views because we got some more stuff coming with it. I am in it. I'm actually playing the pastor. I was actually in the pulpit. First time I was in a pulpit too. I almost didn't want to go up there because you ain't supposed to be up there in that pulpit unless you know.
Don't play with it.
Got that water on you the right way. So, but got on up there and did it. They're gonna fly right there with it. My man Harold Outley is he's the lead role in it. It's basically a movie that men can relate to. It's about men are praying in regards to getting things better. Just got casted today actually for Down in the Dirty. What is it? P Valley. This will be my second season on P Valley, so I'm excited about that one. Actually, not in the strip club this time. I don't know if I'm unhappy or happy about that. That strip club scene is always good. Period. You get paid twice because you get paid and you actually it'd be a strip club using their money. So it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But I have been casted for that. Be on set for that next Monday. And that's about it. And also, Dr. Cindy, we want to thank you for our cigars here. Yeah,
absolutely.
See, so
Dominican
people understand.
Republic.
When you come on Classic Konversations, bring us a gift or two. We'll talk about you a little more the next week. You never know. I think that's gonna do it. Some of the upcoming topics. What's next week? What's his name? Kyle Brown from the Bookstore Gallery will be in the building next week. Very interesting. I'm telling y'all, you want to tune in. It's gonna be pretty cool. We got some.
He brought gifts too.
Brought some gifts. Yep. We're gonna talk about the things that he brought.
Natural health remedies
and everything. Yes. We're gonna talk about some of the things that he brought. I want to get Tina Bridges up here. She's having a fashion show for the 40 and over models. I want to get her up here within the next month or so. Just some things we got coming up. So y'all stay tuned. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. That's gonna do it, man. So until next week, Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And that's a cup.
And we out. You dig?
Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way to rap. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Load.